Hey, what is up, guys? It's Master Leaf here with some more Kane's Wrath action. Today we've got Dirty Dutch, who will be playing as the green random, while Freestyler, he's going to be playing as the orange black hand. And Freestyler is Ice Lemon Tea, if you did not know. But I'll just call him Freestyler in this game because, you know, that sounds cooler. He's going to be in the left, while Dirty Dutch, he has got a Skrin faction. I'm not sure how he is with Skrin. I'd say he's pretty average, nothing special. He's mainly a black hand player. A black hand slash GDI. He does play some GDI, but not Skrin. It's rare to see him play Skrin. Actually, he's Reaper 17. You can tell by the shielded harvesters that he is indeed Reaper 17. Placing down the power plant. Looks like he went for a refinery first, so he's going to get some bonus income. That income for going for the ref first means your harvester will return a full load of Tiberium before your opponent, providing your opponent went for that kind of build order with the power plant and then the refinery. But he did go for Secret Shrine, and that isn't too risky really as Black Hand, because the Black Disciples, they just rape everything. In the early game, every scout unit just gets destroyed, annihilated by these things. So he'll take the spikes, no bothers. But he has to watch out for Dirty Dutch's swarm support power. I think it does warrant the swarm if your opponent does go for the Black Disciples. Otherwise, I wouldn't say it's worth it. Doesn't really matter though, because Dirty Dutch, it doesn't look like he's going to queue a nerve center. I'm not sure actually. What is this building you're going to place? Okay, this is a second extractor. That's the official term of the Skrin refinery. He's going to garrison this garrisonable structure, but he does lose one of his Black Disciples. That Gunwalker, Shardwalker, in fact, crushing them to bits. Another scout unit for our Black Hand player. And I think he overspent a little bit on the Shardwalkers. That's just my opinion. He could have went for one, but maybe he's afraid that Black Hand's going to go for a rush. But generally, they tend to not go for a rush if they go for the spikes with the Black Disciple upgrade. I mean, it's just too. If they fail the rush after going for the Black Disciples, then they're going to be so behind in the economy. Actually, I think going Black Disciples puts you behind anyways. And as you can see, he's going to take down this spike slowly. Dirty Dutch trying to repair that. These Gunwalkers just don't have the damage per second to take out the garrisonable structure before the spike goes down. And Dirty Dutch, as you can see, he's been forced to repair that. Meanwhile, Freestyler, he's not expanded yet. He's got a second refinery, so perhaps he's thinking on building another war factory and going for some more macro. He certainly can do so because he's got 3 spikes. Also bear in mind he does have the Black Disciples, so maybe, I don't know, but maybe he could go for some infantry. Make full use of going for that opening. But no, it looks like he's going to go for some bike buggy. This is pretty traditional for Black Hand to build these against Skrin, Travel 59 and Reaper. I'd say Reaper has an easier time dealing with these things because they've got the Shardwalkers. The Shardwalkers just do 1/3 more damage than the Gunwalker, so they are, you know, a little bit more powerful than the Gunwalker. And also the Reaper Skrin factions, they get the shields, so they get the shields as well, which makes their walkers incredibly powerful against bike buggies. And as you can see here, even the Shardwalkers no match for the Raider buggies are just no match for these Shardwalkers because they don't have that gun damage penalty that the Seekers have. But he's going to snipe down the Seekers, although the bikes, they're taking equal losses. He should really be transitioning into Scorpion tanks. I mean, he was already behind in economy because he went for the bottom spikes. Anyways, meanwhile, Dirty Dutch has got his extractor down in the south. Black Hand is incredibly behind actually because he's not got his refinery out, but he'll be harvesting this Tiberium soon enough, as you can see by the progress bar on his construction yard. He is building a refinery. a lot of attack bikes coming down to harass Dirty Dutch's expansion. He could have placed a portal there, but perhaps he's not aware that there's bikes down here. I mean, he should be aware that the bikes are down there, because where are they now? He's got none in his base. They're not here, so you know, obviously they're going to be harassing harvesters down here, and his harvesters are under attack here, and Dirty Dutch is going to lose a harvester. Shielded harvesters, they do take quite a bit of punishment, so he will have to do 2 or 3 volleys to take out that harvester, and 2 harvesters go down, so 2 harvesters for Dirty Dutch. But the problem is these bikes are going to get sandwiched in and they will get destroyed. Oh, that is just not totally not cost effective for Freestyler, although he does get 2 harvesters still. Dirty Dutch's army has been forced to pull back and retreat, so Freestyler, I mean, at least Dirty Dutch's army is not in his base, so it kind of gives him the window, the gap to kind of prepare for Dirty Dutch's army. And speaking of Dirty Dutch, he's got 7 harvesters now, so he's not too bad. I mean, he's not doing too bad. Could be worse for him. As you can see, he's got 2 warp spheres. Probably should start working on the shield. What's it called? The attenuated force field, something like that. Makes your walkers take more damage. As you can see, he's got his nerve center up now, probably looking to upgrade that at the moment. And Freestyler, he's got a lot of Scorpion tanks. These Scorpion tanks here, I noticed he's been training Scorpion tanks, so he should be going for the Dozer Blade upgrade. So we'll see a classic Seeker versus Scorp spam in this game here. I think that's really the standard tactic in this matchup. Is generally both players go for the Scorps and the Scorps and the Seekers. Dirty Dutch though just starting to work on that attenuated force field upgrade, slightly delayed. Freestyler, he's going to have his Dozer Blades before he has the Seeker upgrade, so those Dozer Blades will be enough to probably steamroll him if he's paying attention. But Dirty Dutch realizing that he can't rely on Seekers now, so he's going to have to transition into Devourer tanks, and Devourer tanks, they I really don't know, but I think as long as you kite with these units, they're kind of cost effective against the Scorps. Again, when I say kite, I mean you have to stay outside the range of your opponent's tanks while also dishing out the damage of your own units. So that's basically how the Devourer tanks are meant to be used. They are very lightly armored, believe it or not, extremely lightly armored, and I know they're a tank as well, but for $1,800 they're extremely fragile. Can be easily overwhelmed, and he has his Devourer tanks here, not bothering to shoot. He has to charge them up, although he doesn't want to expend them. The shields, as you can see, just been finished for our Scrin player, Reaper player, and Dirty Dutch, he's informed about these flame tanks up here. He's going to say, oh hey, I see your flame tanks there, buddy, I'm just going to destroy them. And the flame tanks will get destroyed. Meanwhile, what's happening here, we've got Seekers, a couple Seekers and Gunwalkers here, and a Devourer tank, so they're going to do some harassment on Freestyler's economy here, setting a power plant, but I'm not sure if that's going to do any good because these Shardwalkers just rape infantry. Seekers forced to retreat. That's good for Dirty Dutch, as he can now continue to build up his economy. Where is his drone ship? Did he move his drone ship? Oh yeah, his drone ship's down here at the blue, so he's going to expand the blue Tiberium. And Freestyler, oh my god, he's lost like 3 harvesters here. His economy is not in good shape. Scorpion's coming to save the day though, a bit too late. Also, this has given Dirty Dutch the chance to expand to the blue. He's going to drop a portal there. Yeah, you might want to clear out those Confessica bars. Just saying there. The Scorpion tanks though, going to make a move for Dirty Dutch's main base, or this drone ship is in a vulnerable position here, so if he does destroy the drone ship, that is massive for Freestyler, as Dirty Dutch has no gravity stabilizer to replace the drone ship. But I think if he's paying attention, he should lift up his drone ship to avoid being destroyed by this army of Scorpions, and yes he does. He's wise enough to do so, and the drone ship does get lift off, safe from the Scorpion army. I mean, luckily for him, there's no Raider buggies there. I mean, if there was a couple Raider buggies there, that drone ship would be in extreme peril. Oh my goodness, look at this freaking Devourer tanks everywhere. He's got like 10 Devourer tanks, and that is the Scorpion tanks will want to stay away from that, and also casting down the Stasis shield. So the Stasis shield gets taken out, takes out half of Dirty Freestyler's Scorpion tanks. So half of Freestyler's Scorpion tanks are now out of the fray, and as you can see, these Devour tanks are just going to surround those Scorpion tanks and demolish them once they come out of that bubble there. And there we go. Dirty Dutch not getting a good surround around those units there, but he does allow a couple of them to escape. But he's not too bothered about that, really. What is bothering about this is that the Freestyler has just finished his Redeemer, so not bothering to recover his economy too much here. He's just decided to go here. I'm going to go straight for a Redeemer, and I'm going to rage all these bastards here. And then all those Devour tanks will start killing each other, and they're all charged up, so they do immense damage to themselves. And wow, this game is pretty back and forward so far, isn't it? Got Devour tanks here. What's happening down here? Oh, one click destroys 2 refineries, but Dirty Dutch replacing the refinery there. I don't think he should have replaced the refinery there. He should have placed it definitely at his blue Tiberium field. Perhaps he was just under immense pressure there. Can't really blame him after being one-clicked. It is kind of frustrating, although he is a one-clicker, so I know he deserves everything that comes to him there. Scorpion tanks going to face off against Seekers. Scorpion tanks are easily going to get demolished though, because the disintegrators there are going to be supporting these Seekers, easily taking out those Scorps. And where is the Redeemer? The Redeemer's here, and it's got dual flame inside of it. So, and he also sells off the Tech Lab. So the Tech Lab, he's got no tier 3 now. Freestyler is just down to a couple buildings now, really. He doesn't have any expansions. Dirty Dutch, I think he made a mistake by placing his refinery there. He should have definitely placed it at his blue Tiberium, but it doesn't matter because he's got another one queued, I think. There we go. He'll want to be expanding really quickly to here. He's got dual war factory still. No, he's just got one war factory, but he'll have to make some more production structures now, because he will be bringing in that blue Tiberium, and that blue Tiberium field is almost fully matured, so he's going to get a real ton of cash here by going to this blue field. As you can see, he's got like 4 harvesters there. And the Redeemer. He's just going to flame down everything. And I'm afraid this Dirty Dutch has nothing to respond to this Redeemer with. Where are his Devour tanks? His Devour tanks are here. It looks like they got raged heavily. Raged really heavily, because their numbers are really, really dwindling. Also, it looks like Freestyler has a stream of reinforcements. Buzzer's going to kill some of those Cabals, and the Redeemer now is just going to go on a move order to his base. But he has to watch out. He can't really suicide this Redeemer, because that's really all he has now. And he's done a good job to cut off Dirty Dutch's harvesters. And does he have his drone ship? Was he forced to sell? No, his drone ship did expand to the green. Harvester going down. Is his rage generator recharged? We're going to find out now. It doesn't really matter, because the Devour tanks are already shooting at the Redeemer, and the Redeemer now is going to go down. Definitely going to go down, and those flame units inside of it are not bothering to shoot at the disintegrators, so the disintegrators are going to do a massive damage to this Redeemer, and the Redeemer goes down. Not really doing much there. Devour tanks start to kill each other. Disintegrators kill another Devour tank, so really only one Devour tank left for Dirty Dutch. So I'm not sure if that was worth it. I mean, Freestyler does have his base down here, and amazingly, he's actually got some map control. After seeing Dirty Dutch capitalize on Freestyler when he lost those harvesters going for the kill with those Devour tanks, he somehow loses that Redeemer. Going for the Redeemer was an excellent decision by Freestyler. And he's now back to tier 1, so it's now tier 1 again for Blackhand. And Blackhand, they can rely on tier 1 throughout the game. It's not a big deal, really, if they lose their tech. Just spam a shitload of infantry and you'll be good. Gonna recapture the spikes. They were under his control at the start, so he's gonna reclaim them now back for himself. Get the $20, plus he still has his Tiberium spike here, so he'll be grabbing a fair amount of cash. Has not harvested this entire field the whole game, so that just shows the economic disadvantage that Black Hand's had throughout this time. And there is not enough anti-infantry here for Dirty Dutch, and he should, and Freestyler should be spreading out his infantry. 5 Devouring tanks remain for him, while Dirty Dutch, he's got like buzzer hives. He can spam those buzzer hives and ensure that he doesn't lose those Devouring tanks, because those Devouring tanks are his primary backbone at the moment. The only means for him to take out those Scorps, and those Devouring tanks should be making a move for the middle now. Meanwhile, Freestyle gonna place down a refinery. How's he doing for harvesters? He's got 4 harvesters at his expansion. His main field though is regrown, so he should take note and expand there as soon as he's deployed a refinery there, unless he wants to contest the middle green field, which is fully grown, but unfortunately for Dirty Dutch, he's only got 1 harvester there to harvest the Tiberium. There is a small harassment force here by Freestyler, and Freestyler, if he manages to take out this refinery, Dirty Dutch will have no means to deploy more buzzer hives, and he is shielding out the buzzer hives with the War Factory, so that's good work by Dirty Dutch, but I'm afraid those Black Disciples just instantly kill them. But oh my goodness, look at this, just killing the buzzer hives are just killing so many rockets here. I never have I personally myself never have so much luck killing the rockets with the buzzer hives, but Dirty Dutch somehow does it there. Probably not microing well by Freestyler, probably didn't micro very well there to kill those buzzers before they came into contact with the rockets and killed them. How's he doing for his expansion? He's got a refiner up now. I wonder what he's going to be working on in his construction yard. Probably a tier 3. I'd say that's too slow to be a War Factory, and there we go. I was right there. He's got a tier 3 up, and will he be going for another Redeemer or a chemical plant? Because Dirty Dutch refineries, I'm afraid, I mean, I wouldn't say they're too close together, but dangerously close together. I mean, a one click could certainly end those refineries, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. Doesn't really matter, because Dirty Dutch, he's got harvesting full green tip now, and he's just lost his entire base. So Freestyler, his Tiberium situation isn't doing too good. And there we go, he's got his Tiberium chemical plant, so he's probably planning to do some more 1-clicks on Black Hand. He's really got his awareness this game, hasn't he? He knows what's up. He's continually going to transition from one unit to another. He's got infantry now, then he was going for Scorps, then he went for bikes, then Scorps, and then infantry, then 1-clicks, and then oh, and look at this, 1-click, and he did destroy both of the refineries. So that is devastating for Dirty Dutch, and he isn't really stalled for money, so hopefully he'll be able to place another refinery here, or else he's going to be selling some his structures, and his structures do get taken out by the Tiberium Vapor Bomb, and the Tiberium Vapor Bomb, it ends those power plants, so Dirty Dutch losing the majority of his power grid there. I think he had too many power plants anyways, really, for what he had. 2 refineries there. You just need 2 or 3 power plants. And look at all this, these harvesters going to queue at 1 refinery. There's like 7 harvesters all clumped together. Luckily for him, they're not bugging up. What's Dirty Dutch going to do? He needs to do some aggression, counter-aggression now. Freestyle, he's working on his Redeemer. His Redeemer is almost out, and Dirty Dutch, he's got nothing really to kill that Redeemer. He does have several Devourer tanks, but against a Redeemer and a infantry army, I think it's not enough. It's just not enough. Dirty Dutch selling his buzzer hives now. Gonna send those buzzers to scouts what's happening. I think Dirty Dutch is uninformed about this Redeemer, but he will be at the moment when he hears that our Redeemer has risen, or whatever it is that the Redeemer says when he pops out from the War Factory. Dual Flame going into the Redeemer once again. He really likes putting Dual Flame in there. Doesn't want any engineers to confer self-repair, but you know, it doesn't matter. I can't argue against that. I mean, he does have this super powerful flame tank here, you could just walk it into the base and destroy everything in a moment's notice. And Dirty Dutch's army, he's completely out of position here, isn't he? He has to retreat immediately, go back to his base and defend his base, or he'll be losing some more of his refineries. And Gunwalkers really are not the answer to this Redeemer. Will he be going for a tier 3 now? Yeah, he's going to go for a tier 3. I'd strongly recommend he goes for the stasis chamber now, because I reckon that the stasis shield would be fully recharged. Dirty Dutch's army is out of position though. It's going to attack Freestyler's base, so we're going to see a little base race here. The Redeemer, I think, will win because it's got the 2 flames. It's got 2 black hands inside of it, so it's got 2 flamethrowers in the back, which makes it so powerful. And since those units are raged, he could crush the Shard Walkers. But no, he's just going to decide to kill them with a flame. Flame is really powerful, as you can see. Okay, I'll just walk this Redeemer in now. What's Dirty Dutch going to go for? He's working on a tripod. He has to destroy that war factory now, and yes, definitely going to destroy the war factory. Will he destroy it? Yes. War factory goes down, so that tripod will not be allowed to imp the Redeemer. Where does his army go? Okay, his army is there. Freestyler must have sold the majority of his base, and there we go. Stasis shields. So Dirty Dutch, he knows what to do now. He went for the stasis chamber. Since that stasis shield had fully cooldown was completed, he was able to lock the Redeemer in the stasis shield bubble. And now his army will be here to save his base, or maybe not. I think Freestyler could definitely take out this technology assembler if he micros. If he right clicks that technology assembler, that will go down in seconds. There we go. As you can see, those dual flames causing so much damage to structures. But no, he's not going to bother to take out that technology assembler there. He's going to walk in though with his Redeemer. How's he going for economy? He's expanded to Dirty Dutch's expansion now, so he's really keeping his economy in check. Another Redeemer going to be suicided now. I'm surprised he didn't take out the technology assembler. Really surprised. Dirty Dutch, if he lost that, he could not have built the warp chasm, and if he gets a hexapod out, that's going to be problems for Freestyler. And Freestyler, he's going to go for flame tanks, so he's going to send these flame tanks around. He does have 3 spikes and an operations center that is placed in a peculiar position. Not often see operations centers placed there. I suppose if Skrin managed, if they do somehow capture the spikes, he could sell that and just flame it down, the spikes down. So I suppose that is a pretty interesting tactic. And the flame tank, it does take out the technology assembler, and this flame tank, it will rank up from these structures here. Dirty Dutch is going to have to kill that flame tank immediately, and the flame tank does go elite. If he destroys this refinery, it will go heroic, and there we go. Dirty Dutch selling that refinery, realizing that he doesn't want a heroic flame tank to rank up from that. Freestyler going to go for another expansion. This is like the 6th time that he's expanded this game. He's went there, and he's went there, and he's went there. The only field he hasn't touched is this one here, but there we go. Another flame tank by Freestyler. Freestyler really likes these flame tanks. And will he get the warp chasm? I reckon that Dirty Dutch could have saved that, really. I mean, he didn't have to sell it. But that's okay. He's got like 3 structures remaining. How's Blackhand doing? He's got 1 refinery here, and his construction yard is going to redeploy at this field. Those harvesters being recalled by the looks of things. No, he's going to put them on hold. No, that must be just the AI screwing with his harvesters. The AI doesn't do a very good job in Kane's Wrath at managing your economy. You sometimes have to babysit your harvesters, which is kind of annoying. It's not necessary, but you have to do it. You have to keep an eye on your harvesters. Dirty Dutch's army isn't looking very good, is it? He does have his 1 refinery here, but he's got no Tiberium. If he realized he could send his harvesters here and leech that Tiberium field. Anyways, we've got rocket squads, Scorpion tanks, gonna face off against tripods and Devourer tanks. Devourer tanks and the tripods easily taking out the the rockets. But these Scorps have made a have found an entrance to Dirty Dutch's base, and they will try to take out this refinery. Not as potent as flame tanks for anti-structures, but if he takes out this refinery, it's not really a big deal, is it really? Because as I was saying, Dirty Dutch has got no Tiberium here, so how does placing down a refinery at a depleted field warrant the refinery? It's kind of stupid. You should send those harvesters to that Tiberium field there, or a couple to the blue. But you know, he's being under constant pressure at the moment. He's not given the opportunity to think about what he's going to do. He's always being contained basically at the moment. Freestyler establishing another expansion here. He's got a refinery, and this field is almost fully grown, so that's a lot of money. That's a lot of income for Freestyler. And Dirty Dutch has got 4 harvesters. He's going to put them on hold. He realized now that there is a full Tiberium field there. Going to send all of his harvesters to that Tiberium field, and they will be collecting a lot of tib for Dirty Dutch, but at the moment he'll be stored for cash until those harvesters can refine the Tiberium at this extractor. Freestyler going for another barracks. Black Hand just love those hand and odds, don't they? The rockets and the Cabal squads just so overpowered. That's what makes Black Hand such a really powerful faction. It's their anti-scouting abilities in the early game. The ability to stop your opponent from seeing what you're doing in the first minute is just, you know, crazy, because they can do something what you're not going to expect. But generally, you should expect a rush from Black Hand if you can scout them. Anyways, Devourer tanks, a couple Gunwalkers and a tripod. They're going to face off against this small man spam and a couple Scorps. Vehicles will definitely get taken out, but here we go. We've got Gunwalker reinforcements for Dirty Dutch, and those Gunwalkers will crush the infantry. There we go. All the infantry gets crushed. But this refinery will likely go down. No, it doesn't go down. He's got an elite Devourer tank. An elite Devourer tank, so if he gets that heroic, he could be quite a powerful aggressor with that Devourer tank. He should. Where is his drone ship? Did he move his drone ship or something? No, yeah, his drone ship is back at the blue, so he's going to be refining the blue Tiberium. Freestyler, he's gone for another chemical plant. He just loves these one-clicks, doesn't he? And another one-click going down. Oh, Dirty Dutch is going to be really hurt now for that. Spamming Shard Walkers. He'll want to put all of his production on hold so he can get another refinery out, or else he will be screwed, basically. Obelisk of Light goes down. Doesn't one-shot those Shard Walkers since they have the shields. But I reckon they do one-shot them without the shields. Oh no, that's Seekers. Seekers, they're the ones that get one-shotted by the obelisks. This tripod there will be the unit that's going to be causing the most damage here to Dirty Dutch. Dirty Dutch will want to destroy that tripod because that is really the only fearsome looking unit in that army that he has to deal with. Now Harvester likely go down there, so the tripod causing a lot of damage hasn't ranked up for killing a Harvester and an Obelisk. Meanwhile, Dirty Dutch, he's got a couple Harvesters here, as well as a Warp Chasm there. Doesn't have any Tiberium spikes. Okay, he did reclaim his Tiberium spike there. Or he did capture this Tiberium spike, so Dirty Dutch now on 1 spike, while Freestyler is on 2. He's been on 2 for some time, so those spikes would have fueled him for a long time. Dirty Dutch doing well to stay in this, really. He was one-clicked, he was lamed by Flame Redeemer, and then he just got destroyed by a couple flame tanks that somehow flanked into his base and destroyed the technology assembler. So he's doing really well considering how much he's lost in this game here. Black Hand squad gonna take a swipe at the extractor. It doesn't take it out. Again, I don't think Dirty Dutch, he's placing too many extractors in this game, really. He doesn't have to place too many extractors like this. I mean, they're quite expensive. They're $3,000. He wants to use that income to train units. I definitely think he has overspent a little bit on extractors. And wow, what the hell is this? We've got a Freestyler. He's completely went around Dirty Dutch's base and expanded to this field, so he must have sent an outpost there. Bloody hell. It looks like a harvester was destroyed there, because there is this Tiberium crystal in the middle of nowhere. So one can assume that the harvester got destroyed there. Dirty Dutch though, what's he going for? I strongly recommend he goes for like a tech, get a hexapod out. He needs a meat shield, but he is informed about the Reclamator Hub, not the Reclamator Hub, the Redeemer Engineering Facility. And this Redeemer Engineering Facility, it does get stasised for a short time. You might want to send that tripod in there to EMP the Redeemer Engineering Facility, because if that Redeemer comes out, that's going to be more than enough to take out the remainder of this army. And you just heard my door open there. There's a ghost in the house. Reaper tripod takes out the Redeemer Engineer Facility. So Freestyler now, he doesn't have his Redeemer out. He's lost almost everything really here. His harvesters, he does have a couple full harvesters, so he wants to send those back to his refinery. He's only got one refinery left, so what's he going to go for now? He's going for dual ranks. He's got 2 barracks there. Going to be spamming rocket militants, no doubt. Going to send his harvesters back to his refineries. He still does have the spikes, so he's not completely out of it yet. Dirty Dutch moving his drone ship back to the green field. That could have been destroyed like several times this game. That drone ship is so lucky. Harvester going to do some scouting for Freestyler. I think it was unintentional sending the harvester there, but it will give him some scouting information. He will know what kind of units that Dirty Dutch is going to be training. He'll be countering it with the rockets and Cabal squads, which are so powerful. Rocket squad is going to come in, going to take a swipe at the harvester. Harvester escapes the rockets thanks to the shield. I reckon if it didn't have a shield on it, that harvester would have been destroyed. And wow, look at that, one volley and boom, that warp sphere just gets completely annihilated. Calling in the buzzer swarm support power. Freestyler should definitely take care of those buzzers, and there we go, the flame instantly evaporates those buzzers. The Shard Walker is going to follow. The only thing he has now is the buzzer hives, and he's low on power, so this is it really for Dirty Dutch. His drone ship is in extreme danger here. He doesn't have any build radius anywhere else except here. He should definitely, he can't escape this rockets. I mean, if he lifts up, he's going to get destroyed anyways, and he's out really. I mean, he just lost his only build queue. So he's got no more build queues, he's got no more war factories or production queues, so he has no ways, no means to attack with reinforce his army, but he does have a couple Shard Walkers and a tripod here. He has to make all this count and probably go for, what's his name, Freestyler's base, but no, there is a flame tank here and he'll have to destroy that flame tank, or his remaining structures will get taken out easily. Freestyler moving his MCV up there, so if he knows that in a likely event of a base race, he'll be able to win since his drone ship is all the way up there. Not his drone ship, his MCV. And he has won the game, amazingly. That was a pretty intense game, really close in a lot of stages. Freestyler played immensely to really come back after losing a couple halves. His bike harassment kind of failed, he lost like all of his bikes for nothing. Then his Scorp tanks just got crushed by the Devourer tanks. Devourer tanks just eat them alive. And it'll be interesting to see the resources tab actually in this game. Dirty Dutch, he was low on units, but that's as that's what you expect from Skrin, really. I mean, they're always lower on units. Dirty Dutch never had the opportunity to build his Hexapod, so if he had his Hexapod out there, I reckon he could have possibly done a better job to kill Freestyler. The Redeemer wouldn't be so much of a problem for him. The Redeemer, the Suicide Flame Redeemer that Freestyler done was extremely good. His one clicks also allowed him to stay in the game a little bit longer. So he made all the right decisions in the end, really. Winning that, he also, as you can see by the resources graph, that he was slightly behind in the economy. But Dirty Dutch, he did lose in the end there. As you can see by the stats, Dirty Dutch losing this game. He did get a superior kill to death ratio than Freestyler, killing 706 units. That's crazy, really. But it was a 34-minute game, so nothing unordinary there. Especially when you're playing Blackhand, they can expend so many rockets and infantry and whatnot, but they just lose so much units for, you know, little to no gain, really, in the end, if they don't destroy much. But, you know, Freestyler, he did a good job and destroyed Dirty Dutch's army. A lot of sneaky harassment with the flame tanks. Good job there. Anyways, this is Master Leaf, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like the video. If you want to see more, then I'd appreciate you subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and peace.